Hey guys, Nigel here from Aquarium Central and welcome to Friday, which means another live fish unboxing. And I do apologise, we have been off-site recording at the PIAA Expo down in Brisbane, and we unfortunately left our mics behind and are very mic short for today's recording. So hopefully you guys can still hear me and everything's okay, but we've got a short brief of some live fish that have just come in and they're going to showcase those guys for you. Let's get into it and see what we have. All right, first out is a box of worms. Well, they're not really worms. These are your black coolie loaches or chocolate coolie loaches. Now, in the bag here, I can actually see there's a really, really good size. And you probably see it too flashing along every now and again. We have one of those whiptail coolies in this bag. So sometimes when a shipment comes in, something mixed get inside the bag, and there's definitely something mixed in here. So there is a whip, there he goes. But the rest of these are chocolate coolies, and they are big and chunky. Great batch. Actually, there's two whiptails in there, so awesome. And I've never seen whiptails get that big. They are really cool. All right, let's see what else there is. Now, about coolie loaches, we did get throughout the week. Obviously, we just got the chocolates in, two awesome big whips at least in there. We got the pygmy tiger coolies. Now, they sell out really fast every time we get them in, but they came in earlier on in the week. They have just been uploaded to the website, pygmy tiger coolie loaches. So don't miss out on those. Let's keep going. Black or dark marbled hatchet fish. So these are the dark marbles. Now in the bag, they're looking quite silver, but as soon as you get them in your aquarium, they'll go a dark marbled pattern. Awesome fish. They do jump out of your tank, so just be careful of that one. All right, next, a bag of pygmy cories. Excellent for the nano fish. Go really, really well with your shrimp because they won't eat shrimp or your shrimplets. So these are your pygmy cories, just the regular pygmy cories. They max out at a maximum 2 centimeters, so about 1.5 centimeters right now. Great for small aquariums to clean up all that excess food. All right, another catfish. This time it's the glass catfish. You can see right through the guy. You can see its vertebrae, you can see its spine, everything about them. So these are your glass, or otherwise known as phantom catfish. They are the tightest schooling fish. When they're swimming in your aquarium, they'll all stick together in a very tight ball. And then suddenly, if one turns around, the rest will turn around and follow. All right, some tetras coming out now. And this is your Congo tetras, just the regular Congos. Beautiful rainbow colored tetra once it gets up to size. And this is one of the large tetras. It does get very large flowing fins. Goes really well with your discus. So people are always wondering what tetras to put with my discus or put with my angels that won't get eaten. These guys, Congo tetras. Now they don't look like much now, but you can see occasionally that the rainbow come through. They get lots and lots of rainbow, metallic blue, metallic reds, green through them. They're stunning looking fish. If you're not familiar with them, have a look them up. They are cool looking fish. All right, next to cory again, back to another catfish. And this is the Barbatus cory. A little bit longer than your normal Corydoras. Doesn't get as large as your regular Corydoras. They also call it the bearded cory, the Barbatus. So it's spotty, long, elongated, not as high as your regular cories. Doesn't get as big as your regular cories. They're a cool looking little catfish. Great little scavenger. We'll clean up the excess food in your aquarium. All right, so before you had the Congos, it was the regular Congo tetra. If you want something different, we have some albino Congo tetra. Again, they'll get that beautiful reflective rainbow coloration on them, but instead of being silver, they're this white albino coloration. Once they color up, they're absolutely stunning fish, equally as stunning as the others, except for they're always going to have a whiter body instead of a silver body. Still gets all that rainbow pattern on the side though. All right, next, something for your pond. You can also keep these in a bowl. We recommend always, you've got to have some kind of filtration though. These are your paradise fish. Now this is the apricot paradise fish. They look like the Australian bred version of the apricots. They don't look like much in the bag. The good thing about the Australian bred ones is there'll be some females in there. It's very hard to get female paradise fish. They're generally always males. Only males are brought into the country, but you know, females slip through, and then people start breeding them here, and someone is breeding these here now, the apricot paradise fish. So hopefully there's males and females in this batch because they are locally bred. All right, for your catfish lovers, down to an L number now. This is the L397, the tiger plecostomus. Now, this guy gets its name with a beautiful tiger pattern along the side. Beautiful orange and black stripe. It is by far, in my opinion, one of the prettiest and most affordable of all the L numbers. They're very, very popular. They do sell out fast. This is the L397. Trying to show you that tiger pattern. If you look carefully, you will see it. There we go. Beautiful orange and blacks they are. Now, a couple of other plecos look like they've come in. This one's not quite a pleco. It is the peppermint bristlenose. Peppermint bristlenose is a jet black bristlenose with iridescent white spotting on the body. When they're young, they have very bright tips to their tails and fins. That tends to fade out when they're big, but they still maintain that beautiful black and white dots. Now, someone's asking, do we get albino heckelii in? We did have some. I currently can't get them, and it's unknown when I can get them again, but they are being bred here in Australia, but we wait on local supply, and it's very limited, and it depends what's around, and at the moment, there's none around. So no albino heckelii at the moment. All right, next, looks like a king tiger. So another pleco, the king tiger, it's poor man of the zebra pleco. It's black and white striped, but thinner bars. So it's your king tiger pleco. These are, I'm just looking because one of them looked like it was half black, and that's really cool. You see sometimes in fish, just the back half of the fish is completely lost its pigmentation and it's black. You see it very commonly in cichlids, and it makes a really stunning harlequin looking fish. And I think I saw one here in the sharks, but I'm not so sure. I saw it when I first picked it up. Maybe I just seen things. Silver sharks or the barla shark are in. These are the 5 centimeter size, but don't get fooled. These guys do get quite large. They are excellent with American cichlids, things like your severums. Even these guys will even go with red devils. They get really decent in size, really chunky. They're a little bit slow growing. You definitely don't want to put them in when they're this size, but 5 centimeter sharks, and you can tell why they call them silver shark. The silver in body, black top fin like a shark. Something from Lake Tanganyika, transcriptus. So this is the Juliachromis transcriptus. Beautiful looking fish. They come all the way from Lake Tanganyika. These will be bred, most likely being bred. They could be imports. I didn't really ask here in Australia, but they're quite easy to breed. And they're a cool character, quite feisty. So do have to have your high pH being from Lake Tanganyika. So make sure you keep your pH high and hard on those guys. Easily achievable by just having some calcium carbonate substrates or Texas Holy Rock. Helps keep that pH. You may need to add some initial buffering, but that will help keep it stable. All right, next we have rainbow sharks, but these are your golden or albino version of the rainbow shark. They're whitish yellow in coloration with red fins. So a couple of different sharks in. We've always got all different types of sharks, red-tailed black sharks, if you saw the special last week. And we do have some specials this weekend. We'll get to those in a minute. All right, so these are a red shoulder peacock. Really hard to see how they actually will look when they grow up in the bag. Obviously on colour food, so feeding foods like Aqua Munch, Colour Flake will do this. It will bring out the adult coloration in the juveniles and even in the females. Otherwise, this fish would be completely silver right now. So if you do have an African peacock display, we highly recommend you feed that food. It does one of two things, colours up all the fish, and by colouring them up all equally, you lose and get rid of a lot of the aggression in your aquarium. Oh, another bag of peacocks, and these are looking fantastic. So the original name for these were Benchii, which is a yellow with a blue cheek from Lake Malawi. However, they are all bred in Asia these days, so we just call them yellow peacocks. But the original form was the Benchii, and you can see there, it's not always consistent. Some will be really blue, some not, and that's because they're being bred just for that yellow coloration. So we call them yellow peacocks. Blue dolphins. Now these guys, you can't see why they call them the blue dolphins right now because they are quite young. We've got a couple of large ones in the shop at the moment, and you can see once they start to get bigger, they get the face of a dolphin on them and they get a little bit of a lump on their head, and they just look like a freshwater dolphin. So this is the Morii. comes all the way from Lake Africa, also from Lake Malawi. Peaceful when it comes to the Africans. Gets quite large, up to 30 centimeters in size. I've seen one at 30 centimeters, and man, it was impressive. It was super impressive. All right, couple of cichlids left, then we'll have a look at that dinosaur. Excellent shipment of apistogrammas have just arrived. These are your mega orange. Have a look at them. You can see on camera the color in them. They've even been in a white box, so you know what they're going to look like when they're in the aquarium. So mega orange apistogramma, really, really good shipment there. And let's see what this one is. These are the Cacatoides super reds. So these, again, look at the color on the camera. You can see it being in a white foam box. Now, when they come in a white box, all the color washes out on them. They've best been through the transport to us here. So you just know what they're going to look like once they settle into your aquarium. Now, in the bag, I can see male and female. So have a look on the website. We'll get them online. We'll have a look what we've got in pairs, and we'll list up those pairs for sale so you can buy male and female as a pair. Anything spare left over will be if we got an extra female or if we got an extra male, and that will be sold loosely. It looks like it could be pretty even pairs there, so really good time to get some and get into breeding. Last, before we talk about those specials, we just got some fresh new dinosaurs in, and that, when I say dinosaur, I'm talking about the Senegal Bichir. So the Senegal Bichir is often referred to as the dinosaur fish. It does have a dinosaur appearance. It does look like a dinosaur or something prehistoric in your aquarium. Cool looking fella. Other thing they remind me of is dragons. They look like a dragon. All right, to me, dragon is how I describe them, particularly when they're floating around the aquarium. These are your normal Senegals, so don't get as big as the tigers. We do have one royal tiger left in store, and the price has just dropped on it to below $1,000. These guys are way under that, and they're much easier to keep, and these guys don't get as big. These guys there are only at a couple $100 compared to the royal Bichir, which we have one royal tiger left. All right, let's talk about those specials this weekend. We've got 2 deals here at Aquarium Central. They'll be available online and in store. Is number 1, the Siamese algae eater, or the true flying fox shark. We're not talking about the red flying fox shark. We're talking about the true flying fox shark. Why do you want one of these in an aquarium? It's because it's going to help get rid of algae. This guy eats hair algae. All right. Other suckers, catfish, bristlenose, will not touch the hair algae in your aquarium, whereas the true algae, the true Siamese flying fox sharks will eat that algae for you. If you've got a problem with hairgrass algae, that's what you want. And this weekend, they were $12.99, $4.99 in store and online. Also, we'll have a tetra on special, is the black widow or the black skirt tetra. They were $4.99 down to $2.99 this weekend. It is Saturday and Sunday only. Don't call us up on Monday and say, can we have that special? I was not able to get there. Jump online and buy them if you can't get to the store, because the special carries on online and in store. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you heard me okay. We did have microphone issues. I left them at home. I'm really sorry. We'll catch you next week, or come down to the store, 11 Pike Street, Kunda Park. See you then.